To start the barbell bench press, we want to lay flat on a bench and set up with our eyes right underneath the barbell. We'll first make sure that our shoulders are retracted and depressed, meaning pinched together and down, and then we'll grab the barbell wherever is comfortable for us. At the end of this video, we'll talk about how to find your perfect grip. From here, we're going to make sure that the wrists are stacked, meaning our knuckles are facing straight to the ceiling, and then settle this bar, lower it to the chest, and then press straight up and slightly back. Let's get into some common mistakes because there's a lot going on in the bench press. The first most common mistake is not retracting or depressing the shoulder blades. This is going to pull the shoulders forward and place excessive stress on the AC joint and the anterior delt. Instead, we want to stay retracted and depressed. If doing that creates a small natural arch in the low back, that is okay. Common mistake number 2 is overpressing. So you start the rep out with your shoulder blades retracted and depressed, but then as you press, you're really reaching to the ceiling and losing all of that tension. Again, just placing excessive stress on that AC joint and anterior delt. Common mistake number 3 is flared elbows. So we are slightly internally rotating at the shoulder here. Again, just placing excessive stress on that anterior delt and AC joint. Instead, we want to tuck the elbows in a little bit, not all the way to the sides, but not all the way flared out, just somewhere comfortably in the middle. This right here is our last common mistake. It's called broken wrists. Don't let it scare you. It simply means that we're just allowing the wrist to fall backwards. Instead, we want to stack the barbell over the wrist. Think about pointing the knuckles towards the ceiling. Now let's talk about how to find your perfect grip. It can be a little bit confusing. This is probably one of the most common questions I get. Grip width is going to depend on a lot of different factors, and it's going to be different for everybody. This scratchy material on a barbell is called knurling. I like to cue people to start out with their thumb extended on the start of the knurling and then wrap around from there. From here, you can decide if you want a closer or a wider grip, but this is just a great general place to start. As we get to the bottom of the press, as we bring this bar down towards the chest, we want as close to 90 degrees in the elbow as possible. Of course, this rule can be bent a little bit dependent on your experience level, your training age, and your comfort level. But as a general starting point, 90 degrees at the bottom is a great place to start. Let's talk about one last really important cue, and it's breaking the bar in half. Okay, this is going to help us get all that lat tension and keep that retraction and depression.